Let's hear it for Sale. Thank you, Sale.
Good evening, everybody. How are you all tonight? Is anybody ready to make any money? How about $50,000 a month? Yes, let's talk about that. So my name is Sil DiDiego. I'm going to share with you about our compensation and marketing plan at Atomy. Let's go. Our Atomy income model is beginning and ending with the products. You've heard and you've seen from Mr. Park and the lovely lady, Miss Emily Lim, and the handsome gentleman, Steve Pack, all about our wonderful products. They have absolute high quality at absolute low price for customer success. That's the main thing you have to know about this company, because we love the products, don't we? Yes. I love the products, I sure do. And because of that, I am a person who is driving income for many people in this room. Why? Because I'm a voluntary consumer. Voluntary consumer reordering is the way that we are going to make a lot of money based on the great products. So that voluntary consumer reordering creates residual income. And residual income is very, very good. Do you agree? Yes. It's very good. And so our company is not business driven. What I mean by that is many companies out there make a lot of their money, most of their money, from fees. Ever hear of a company called Costco? Yeah. You have to pay $50 a year? Yeah. Ever hear of Amazon for Amazon Prime? Yeah. $100 a year? Most of their money for their millions and millions of consumers are made by those fees and many more fees. That's what I mean by business driven. But Atomy is not business driven. We are, yes, consumer driven for consumer success. And that is what is driving our income and our residual income. So what happens when we all join Atomy? We get our member number, right? And we have our own personal online shopping mall. And there are no fees. Can you say no fees? No. No fees. No website fees, no joining fees, no annual fees. There's just no fees. That's it. And there are no obligations. You're not required to buy anything to join. There's no annual requirement, monthly requirement. We don't take your credit card when you register. There's no requirement to shop. Now, within 12 months from today, if you join today, you do have to buy one product, okay? And you can buy the cheapest product, which we have the hand soap for $3.50. So that's all you have to do within 12 months to remain a member. So all these people are joining, and all over the world now. We have about 7 or 8 countries. We're going to have 20 or 30 countries over the coming years, and everybody has their own individual shopping mall. So all these individual people are just switching, like Emily said, to save and be healthy. Does anybody here know how to shop? Yes. If you've ever shopped in your life, raise your hand. Are you not listening? Have you ever shopped for anything in your life? Okay, how many of you are 18 years or older? You're all qualified, and you should be in Atomy. And people are getting in Atomy all over the world because we are a special company. Atomy is a global distribution company with an online shopping mall and a broadcasting education system. And that's what Atomy is. And we have production from, mostly right now, a company called Kolmar B&H. Kolmar B&H is a joint venture between the Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, which is a South Korean national government agency. They own 20%, which means that this company is reliable. As long as South Korea is around, Atomy will be around, okay? The other partner is Kolmar, and Kolmar has 80%. They produce 20% of the cosmetics and the pharmaceuticals in South Korea. And they started as a U.S. company, that's the origin, and they have manufacturing in 8 countries around the world. And they're the ones, Kerry and Kolmar, that make sure we have very high quality and very low price. But that's not all. There's a vision to bring in lots more suppliers as long as they meet the absolute high quality and absolute low price. And we're going to be an international hub moving products among all the members. For example, we already have Alaska Omega-3, right? That's from the United States. We have the coffee from Colombia and Brazil. We have the toothbrushes from Taiwan. And this is going to just increase and increase, and we're going to shop among all of our members across the world. Well, you know, Atomy's products are daily necessities, and they're in all the areas of life that you need. Right now, we have about 50 products in the United States, over 150 in Korea, but we'll someday have 100,000 products. They're talking about buying cars through Atomy, insurance. Your cell phone bill in Korea gets points. So these are daily necessities you're already using, and you just have to switch. So how do we make money? First, we shop and we receive PV, point values. It's just another loyalty system. Many companies have loyalty points, right? Like credit cards in your grocery store. That's what it is, point values. So for example, in Atomy, if you buy 5 tubes of toothpaste, you pay $17 for that set, and you receive 2,500 PV. And from July 1st this summer, you can buy these individual products at the single price, and that's made it easier to shop. Some other examples, in the skincare system, you can buy the individual items for $17 and receive 5,000 PV for each item. If you buy the whole skincare set, you could buy the wholesale price for $159 and get 100,000 PV. That's kind of a help for people who want to get a check quicker. But most people would buy it at $88, and they would receive the 25,000 PV. So every item has a price and a PV. And lastly, our Hemoheme, that's the one that still has different price points depending on your quantity. So if you buy one item, one box of Hemoheme for $159, the unit price is $159, and you receive 100,000 PV. The more you buy, the cheaper it becomes. So if you buy a box of 4, the total order is $352, and then you receive $88 per box and receive 100,000 PV. Now, there's no reason to buy at this price if you can buy for your family and friends and buy together. So we always buy 4 boxes and get the $88 per box price. And so just your normal shopping, you're going to get a bunch of PV. Well, you're asking me, I can see the gentleman over there. He's saying, well, how do I get the money? I've been waiting all night. You're still talking about PV. Should I talk about how you get the money? Yeah. All right, well, let's go. So there's 2 big ways, 2 big buckets in Atomy. You have your general commission and you have your mastership bonus. Now, you don't have to do anything different. You use your same member number. It's good to do business globally and to get points from all over the globe. There's still no fees, there's no obligations, there's no investment. Did you hear that? There's no investment to do business. Where else in America, or for that matter, all over the world, can you start a business? If you start a hair salon, you need some rent money, right? If you start a cart at the mall, you need some money there. You need money for inventory. You know, you need to hire people. None of that. You just have no fee, no obligations, and no investment to start with Atomy. So how do you make this general commission? Well, first of all, you have to do something. Basically, you have to shop and become qualified. So here's how you become qualified. When you buy under your own number, you accumulate personal PV. This PV gives you qualification to earn a commission for income. So we have 4 levels. This is kind of the old system. To get a certain size check, you need to have a certain amount of PV in your PV account. So 300,000, 700, 1.5 million, and 2.5 million. But actually, as of a few months ago, you really only need 300,000 points to become qualified to get your first check. And this is the easiest way. There's an alternative way, talk to your sponsor. But this is the easiest way, and it also stays. This qualification stays forever. So the qualification does not earn you income, but it never expires. It never goes away. So once you reach that 300,000 in your personal account, you're set to receive income checks. So what happens to get that? Well, when you came into Atomy, you probably came in with somebody introduced you, and you came in on a certain line, okay? And other people are on that line that have been introduced, okay? But in Atomy, we are a binary system. So we have 2 legs or 2 groups, right? 2 groups. And these people are doing what? They're all switching and shopping at Atomy because they looked at you, and you look gorgeous. You look handsome. You're jumping up and down with your hemoglobin. You're looking good, and then you start getting some checks. And then they say, how can we do this? Where can we buy this out of me? And you say, well, just get a free member number and start shopping. So that's what's happening. So people start to shop and switch, and they're having a good time. And while they're shopping for their own account, like my friend John, he's buying for Hemoheme, and he's getting 100,000 PV for his personal account to get qualified. But guess what? His personal PV counts for my left group PV. And so Mrs. Lee, she's also buying her skincare because she looks gorgeous. And she's buying for the skincares. And so I'm getting 100,000 from her. And all these PV add up on my left and right leg. And as people keep shopping, my left and group PV, they at some point become 300,000 on the left and 300 on the right, and I receive a check for $70, calculated daily and paid weekly. And people keep doing what? They keep shopping. Because why not, right? You need to brush your teeth, wash your hair, right? Feel good with your skin, enjoy some coffee. Just your everyday living is going to make it shop. So pretty soon, you're going to have 700 on each side and get a check for 140 a day, 1.5 million on each side, 280, 2.4 gets you 420 a day, 6 million on each side gets you 700, 20 million, 1180, and finally 50 million on each side gets you a daily check of $1,400. Now that's the good news. Isn't that a good amount of check to get in a day? Yeah. Yes. But bad news is, that's the maximum. $1,400 a day. But it's not too bad, because if you calculate that, that's $36,000 a month. How many are ready to make $36,000 a month? Raise your hand. Oh yes, we're ready to make that. And did you notice something? It gets easier. The beginners get a 100% payout rate. So they got $70 based on their points. But as you get higher, 6 million on each leg, you get 700. That's 10 times. But guess what? They had to get 20 times the points. So they get a 50% payout rate. The point is, as you become more successful in Atomy, you get less payout rate. Because Atomy helps the beginning people more than it helps the top people. That's never been done in the world before. So it's very generous for us. Now, the great thing also is that it's the total sum of your groups that you receive those points, and it's unlimited levels. So it could be 100 people down, 1,000 people, 10,000 people down, even 1 million people down. Whatever they buy, even the hand soap, it counts towards your PV. How beautiful is that? That's wonderful. It's very generous. And your PV on your left and right group stays until you're paid. No resets on your group until you get a check. Did you hear that? Anybody in any MLM before, they always reset. They don't want you to win. Every month they take your group PV away. They also take your personal PV away. So you can see how generous Atomy is. But you have to remember now, the PV adds up to give you a check, and your check is based on your shorter leg. So let's say I have 6 million on my left leg, and finally I reach my 300,000 on my right leg. What size check would I get? 700 or 70? 70, because I'm paid on my lower leg. And some people say, well, why is that? And we know why that is, if you've come before, because your first leg, you don't even know that you're making money sometimes. You're just shopping, and other people are adding people, and they're consuming. And so that's the group that's working hard. And you haven't done a darn thing. You may not have introduced anybody. You may not have attended a meeting, so you haven't worked for it. So your shorter leg we call your money leg. You have to become a leader and start introducing people and leading them to know how to use the products and how to come to the meetings and how to be successful. So that's why that is. And after you're paid, your group PV goes to 0. But the good thing is, again, that it's a global business. So no matter where you're connected, you can be sleeping, and we see our people in Korea, and Florida, and California, and Taiwan or Singapore. They're all shopping while we're sleeping. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing because it's global. Let's talk about how we make the bonus, because we want to make more than 36,000 if we can, right? So let's talk about the bonus. Well, we have 7 levels of success in Atomy. There's Sales Master, Diamond Master, Sharon Rose, Star Master. We have the Royal Master, Crown Master, and Imperial Master. At each of these success levels, you receive a bonus check. Okay? So there's a bonus pool of money, but the great thing again for beginners is that 50% of the bonus pool goes to the beginners, who are the sales masters. Wow. 50% of the bonus. And the rest of the 50% goes to the other 6 levels. So again, for beginners, it's very generous. Let's talk about how to become a sales master, okay? Because our sales master is the most important level to reach, and it's your step to success. It's also maybe the longest and hardest to make because we don't make money from fees. In our business, it's just from buying products. So let's talk about how to become a sales master and an auto sales master. So here's how we do it. The bonus is based on half a month, day 1 to 15, and also day 16 to the end of the month. So the first half of the month, if you have 8 checks of $70, you'll receive $560. Now you have to make sure you have $2.5 million so that you will receive the bonus of $450, which gives you a total amount with your commission and your bonus of $1,000 for half a month. And then you know what happens? You are called a sales master. And everybody claps for you when you come on stage. Now, you want to do that again the second half of the month for the second $1,000, and then you will have $2,000 a month. Now, this doesn't happen automatically. You have to get a lot of consumers, and you have to buy yourself, and that's what it is. But once you receive this level of $2,000 a month, and it's consistent every month, then that is what we call an auto sales master. And that's a big success because you have ka-ching, $2,000 a month, ka-ching, $2,000 a month, ka-ching, $2,000 a month. It becomes residual income. Can everybody say residual income? Residual. Turn to your neighbor and say residual income. Residual income is like interest from the bank. Okay? No matter what you do at that point, you have enough shoppers that you have an automatic $2,000 a month. Isn't that beautiful? You cannot even make that today by putting millions of dollars in the bank. Even if you had $2 million in the bank, the interest is so low. By the way, how many of you have an extra $2 million cash in the bank? I see no hands. The one hand? Okay. All right, good for you. He's going to be coming into the next success. He wants more. And this is good to the 3rd generation for your child and your grandchild or someone designated. So this is really success. Now, how do you practically do it? Well, to get that $2.5 million on each leg and to get that $1,000, what's the practical way? Mr. Park actually gave it away. The average loyal consumer in Atomy uses at least maybe 10 to 20 products, which will generate about 100,000 PV for a family. Most of us use more. I use 30 products. My wife uses over 50 products, so we're way above that, probably closer to 200,000 at least a month. So you just need a bunch of people like that. And actually, you need 25 and 25 on each side, and also another 25. So you need 50 households on each side consuming to get that status of the sales master. Now, 100 people, you're saying, that's hard? How many people think it's hard? Nobody thinks it's hard. Good. How many people think it's easy? How many people think it's in between? All right, so it's in between. But the reality is that don't worry about the 100 people. Start with the first 10 people, and then the next 10 people. And by the time you have 20 auto consumers, guess what? Or 30 auto consumers. Someone else is going to get crazy for a Tomy, and they're going to start introducing. So it's a group effort, and what you'll find is that if you do 20 and your friend does 20, pretty soon you have a lot of people shopping. So the way to start is first what? To be a user. Be a loyal consumer yourself. Look in every cabinet and every drawer in your house and replace every product. And if your spouse doesn't want to do it, hide their toothpaste. Take away their shampoo. Take away their vitamins and replace it. They'll have no choice. That's how easy it is. Second is you have to share your testimonials. If something worked for you, you have to be a good person and share it, right? Now people say, I'm not a salesperson. How can I be a sales master? I can't talk to people. God gave us all 2 ears, some bigger than others, 2 ears to listen. And what do we listen for? Complaints. You've got it. Complaints, because all of my friends and family, they're always complaining. They're complaining that what? They don't have enough money. Well, then save some money on your shampoo. Here, try this. They complain, oh, I have a knee. I have a sore knee. I can't play tennis this weekend. Try the Hemohim. Right? I don't want to go back to the dentist. They charge me so much for a cleaning. Use the propolis toothpaste. It cuts down on the tartar. You won't have to go as much. Don't tell the hygienist over there. But just listen to them and share the testimonials. And how do you hear those testimonials? You attend the meetings. You're going to hear some testimonials today and other days, okay? And just share your own experiences. So you don't have to sell, just wait. I was in the coffee shop the other day and someone complained about acid reflux, a friend of mine. I have acid reflux and I switched to Atomy and I don't have a problem because it's not acidic. And so I just shared it. I didn't plan to share it. It just came up because he was telling me his own problem. And we are problem solvers at Atomy. So that's all it is. Yes. Just be a problem solver and a good listener. So how much can we make in Atomy? Here's how much we can make. Sales Master 2 to 4,000, Diamond Master 4,000 to 10, Sharon Rose 4 to 20, Star Master 20 to 40, Royal Master 40 to 45, Crown Master 45 to 50, and Imperial Master 45 to 50. Now the thing is that this sounds good, this is the calculation, but guess what? There are people in this room making this much money, at least up to 20,000. Jason Shim, Star Master, and Judy Shim, and we have another Star Master who will share her income later with you perhaps, but there are real people making this money. But guess what? In addition to be a good listener, you have to become a good leader. A good leader means you attend the meetings and you support your downline. Because to go from one level to the other, to become a Diamond Master, you have to have 2 Sales Masters on each group, on each leg. So you become a leader. And you go all the way up with people. And even the Imperial Master has to have 2 Crown Masters on each leg. So it becomes teamwork. That's how we get success in Atomy. So this is real money, and you have to do it by teamwork. Now, what's unique about Atomy is this. Other companies in history have been like this. 1% of the people make 90% of the money. You've heard about the 1% problem? It's true. Okay? And then 90% of the people make about 1%. And as people make more money in these companies, then the rich get richer, and that's the big problem today. And it's true for every company, like IBM, like Google, like Facebook, Samsung, right? Hyundai. There's concentration of wealth. But that's what's so interesting about Atomy, is that Mr. Park is changing the economy. And what's going to happen is that in Atomy's binary system, it's different. You don't need to be a star with certain skills, and beginners can be very successful. I showed you different ways why you can quickly earn the commissions. And there's an income ceiling for equal opportunity to success. Mr. Park has set a limit, and that limit is $50,000 a month. Can everybody say $50,000 a month? $50,000 a month. And so that extra money, that commission money, goes down to the bottom for the beginners. So as people rise to the top, they all have an equal chance of success for $50,000, and it doesn't matter how much time it takes. There's no time limit. Some people may do it in 5 years or 10 years. It doesn't matter. You can all reach the top. And so it's so different from anything else in the world. $50,000, that's $600,000 a month. You are now in the 1%, because in New Jersey at $400,000 a month, you are in the 1%. Isn't that amazing? And how much did you invest? Nothing. Just your time and your passion, right? Your time and your passion. And guess what? No fees, no obligations, and no investments. Did I say that? Yeah. No fees, no obligations, and no investment. In addition, There are promotional gifts. So the first 2 levels, we receive products. The next 2 levels, we start to receive a one-time cash bonus. And then we also receive travel tickets. And as we go up the ladder of the mastership success, we'll start to receive a one-time payout, $50,000, a $1,000 car, and 4 travel tickets, $2,000 a month in a expense account. At Crown Master, a $300,000 one-time payout. Guess what? The expense account is $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. And the grand prize of all, $1 million at the imperial level. How about that? $1 million cash money. Cash. And we don't have to sign a nuclear deal, okay? $1 million. Plus a car, $78,000, and a driver, a secretary with a $2,000 square foot office, 4 travel tickets to Europe, and now a $10,000 a month, $120,000 a month expense account. Are you excited yet? Yeah. I'm excited. And guess what? The money is real. There's Jason and Judy receiving their $10,000. There's pictures of people receiving their $50,000 Rural Master bonus. The $300,000 one-time cash prize for our Crown Masters. And we have 3 people that are close to the Imperial Master, close to that $1 million. People are going to know about this all over the world. And guess what? This is a little old data. This is how great Atomy is. We have a Leaders Club for people who make over $100,000 a year, and a Royal Leaders Club who make over $200,000 a year. We have 300,000 people, almost 200. Used to be in December, it's gone up to close to 300 now. Just in 9 months, another 80 people or so have gone into the Leaders Club. And we have people in the 200,000 club. And this is the evidence that we have a mini rich growing. But what I love about Atomy is it's not just about the money. We are encouraged to write our balanced life scenario so we learn how to manage this money and share this money with our family and our communities. Because as this new rich, so many people are going to become the new rich with Atomy, and we're going to be able to share our hearts and our love with our neighbors. That's the beautiful opportunity that really excites me more than the money, I have to be frank. And guess what? The main thing for success with Atomy, we have the slogan and the logo, 4 things, but especially humility. We have to be selfless and have humility and work together. There's an old African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, we have to go together. So Atomy is about changing our minds to be open to the opportunity and changing our hearts to love each other and to work with each other and to become like Christ in many ways, and give and give and give. And it is in giving that we receive. Thank you and congratulations for your success.